And welcome to Overtime, brought to you by KingsCast at www.kingscast.net. I'm Keith Kornelick.
And I'm Chris Kalazewski.
And like many Los Angeles area porn stars, I am cleanly shaven.
That's right, Kings fans. It's over. Beards are shaven. Tea times are being booked. It is the offseason now for the Los Angeles Kings. Here to break it down. Going to talk about Game 5 a little bit. Going to give our see ya for the Los Angeles Kings. Also going to do a playoff beard update. Give our Stanley Cup final picks. And we'll also talk about various Kings offseason issues.
So here we go. It is episode 204, entitled The 2013 Los Angeles Kings Playoff Hopes Are Dead. Boom.
All right, Kings fans, Game 5. And as a Kings fan, you're thinking, we steal this one on the road. We come back, we win Game 6. Game 7, anyone's game. I think we're back in the Stanley Cup Finals because I'm a Kings fan and I believe.
But of course, reality set in. The Los Angeles Kings put up a hell of a spirited effort, Chris.
Yep.
You know, we've been talking so much about what needs to happen about, being on the road. You need to score more than one goal. You need your top line players to, bring it along a little bit. Goals from Dwight King, Anze Kopitar, Mike Richards, who scores with 9 seconds left to send it into overtime. The magic is in the bottle. The genie's coming out. We're getting our 3 wishes. We're going to the Stanley Cup Finals. But we did.
Yeah, not quite, Kings fans. I'm sorry, Kings fans, but the better team won. It was a very good game. It was very enjoyable for any hockey fan. But, the Kings' march is done. It was valiant effort. But, there were several issues with the Kings that they just weren't able to get over the hump. And, that first thing was really, playing on the road. You look at last season. They were amazing. 10-1, incredible. But being 1-8 on the road was something that is mind-boggling, really, because we're talking about a team that it's a professional hockey team here. It's like, yeah, but this is an issue that's really been haunting the team for the entire season, not just the playoffs.
No, obviously, special teams also an issue. Didn't get a lot of power play goals, although we did get one in the last game. Everything clicked except for the winning, Chris. I don't know what it is.
Well, and the shorthanded goal, too, which they had. That was their first shorthanded goal. You look last year, they had some amazing shorthanded goals. I think they single-handedly won, a couple games with those shorties, but it's ironic that they got that in the very last game.
Yeah, and I think the biggest, most important part, and Chris and I have been saying this for the entire playoffs, is that this team is definitely battered. Well, it came out with some of the injuries were Justin Williams, separated shoulder. Jared Stoll obviously had a concussion, also had a separated shoulder. Dustin Brown tore his PCL. What else do we have here? Robin Regehr came out today, needs arm surgery, could be an elbow. I heard Dustin Penner was a little beat up. However, the one guy that we predicted was definitely injured, being Anze Kopitar, was not. He was healthy.
Yeah, we actually highlighted that on our script here because, the guy was just in a cold, hard slump. There's no other way to put it. He's fine, doesn't require surgery. We know everyone's beat up to this point. Everyone has to play with that disadvantage, It's a lot of hockey, but really disappointing. And Kopitar, obviously a guy who is, throughout his entire career, despite leading the team in scoring for 6 straight years, has always had an issue where he goes on these dreadful goalless streaks, and it just came back to bite him. And when your top-line center isn't producing, then it ain't happening.
Yeah, and he goes, Sutter dropped him to the third line a couple of times. The one thing about Anze Kopitar, Chris, while not injured, did have that knee issue that he got overseas while he was playing in Switzerland. He's been playing with a knee brace all season, and he said, it's finally off. I'm not going to play with it next season. You got to wonder how that affects mobility, explosiveness as far as skating. So I'm willing to give him a mulligan, maybe. You know what I mean? Kopitar's not getting traded. There's been a couple of Kings fans out there that thought that. No, he's not that bad. I'll think he'll be back next season. He'll probably put up the 30 goals. So I'm not really worried about Kopitar. I wish mentally he had the fortitude to get himself out of that. Yeah. It didn't happen, but even with a healthy Anze Kopitar, also Drew Doughty had a bad ankle.
Right.
The whole team, especially your top players, were just bruised, battered, injured, a couple guys going under the knife. Kings fans, if we had a healthy team, for me, I think we could have marched into the Stanley Cup Finals, maybe even win against the Boston Bruins, if healthy. We were healthy last year. We won the Cup. Healthy teams win championships.
Yeah, and we talk about the season as a whole. You can't help but look at it as being a success. It's hard. You win the Cup. You come back after a lockout, really strange circumstances. Your goalie has had surgery. The bottom line is that they won 6 out of 7 playoff series. That is unbelievable. How many years did they go without even making the playoffs? So making it to the Western Conference Finals, the Final Four, I'd say it's a success, Keith.
So looking forward to free agency coming up on July 4th, of course, the draft being on June 30th. And unlike last year with just a couple of guys that needed contracts, Chris, Dean Lombardi has got his work cut out for him. Let me read you the list, Kings fans. Restricted free agents are Jonathan Bernier, Slava Voinov, Jordan Nolan, Trevor Lewis, Kyle Clifford, Alec Martinez, Keaton Ellerby, and Jake Muzzin. Unrestricted agents being, of course, Dustin Penner, Rob Scuderi, and Brad Richardson. Chris, how do you see Lombardi sorting all this out here?
Well, it's going to be tough, and like you say, he does have his work cut out for him. But you can't help but think that Bernier will be traded, probably around the trade deadline, hopefully for either a top pick and or a roster forward somewhere. I mean, that's definitely one of the biggest needs. So hopefully a left winger. You got to think Richardson's done. I mean, to me, the priority for me is signing Voinov. Cha-Ching has earned it. We've been talking about it all playoffs. The guy has been one of the few bright spots during the playoffs, been very clutch, had 4 game winners. Guy's going to get paid. Not sure how much, or if it's more of like a Jack Johnson kind of bridge contract. Not sure why, but the rest, I think we might have a couple other trade candidates in there as well.
Well, it's possible. I mean, for me, I've said it before. I was on Kingsmen podcast. I think we mentioned it here. I'd be really, really scared as a Kings fan if the Kings did not sign Rob Scuderi. Rob Scuderi, the piece, the guy that blocks a lot of shots, plays good defensive hockey. And, and I know a lot of Kings fans this year have maybe put a little too much pressure on him. Obviously, Willie Mitchell not being in the lineup. But Rob Scuderi is a guy I think we need to get re-signed. I don't think he's going to take much of a hometown discount, because, he's only got a few years left. He could be going elsewhere. But to me, in the system, you're looking at an Andrew Campbell, but Derek Forbert, those guys aren't ready to take over that kind of role. We'll probably re-sign Nolan. We should definitely re-sign Lewis. But, Kyle Clifford, these guys don't need enormous contracts, Kings fans. We can definitely, I think, fit them in.
Right.
To me, the odd guys out are Alec Martinez and Keaton Ellerby. And I'm sure Jake Muzzin will get a $25,000 raise. So it's not impossible for Dean Lombardi to get it done. Dustin Penner, I think, also an unrestricted free agent. He's going to probably go. This team is going to look a little bit different next year. But the good news is that with the cap dropping to $68 million, most teams are going to look different.
Yeah, they will. I mean, it is what it is. But, the Kings need to retool a little bit. They need to add some more faces in there. I think that one of their downfalls last offseason was maybe not trying to change enough. I think they tried to stick with the roster a little too much. But I'm looking forward to a nice little healthy change to support this core that is really built to win for the next several years.
Yeah, and the bottom line is, look, I mean, we still have that hole in the second line left wing. It could be Tyler Toffoli, but we need a skilled guy that can put the puck in the back of the net because, unfortunately, Jeff Carter cannot do it all.
Nope. All right, Kings fans, so does that time of year where we have to say goodbye to a certain team. Unfortunately, that is our team, the Los Angeles Kings. So we now present a very special see ya to the 2013 Los Angeles Kings.
Kings, God, I love that cute little thing where you only won at home. Made the games I attended awesome, but it gave us 0 chance at winning. So we got to say, see ya!
Defending champs. Sure, scoring 2 goals maximum is awesome. Clearly, you don't need goals to win games when you have defense and goaltending. Wrong. What the hell? I'm sorry, but we really got to say, see ya!
Los Angeles Kings, you won the Stanley Cup. This year, you were Stanley Cup champions. But win the cup again? It's so last year. So, see ya!
Kings, I believe this is the last year that you don't win the Stanley Cup. Why? Because the tang you get as a champion is unprecedented. So enjoy those LA8s, Kings.
See ya! And now, Kings fans, your very last KingsCast beard update / montage. See, Nate?
All right, so here we go. Stanley Cup Finals starting on Wednesday, and we are going to make our picks. And this time, I'm thinking they're not going to be quite as controversial. Keith, who you got?
I got Bruins in 6.
I got Bruins in 7. Too solid a team. I believe it is their year. Sorry.
All right, Kings fans, so Kings season is over. Luckily, KingsCast is not. We've got a lot of exciting content coming to you in the off-season, the ever-popular Rated R KingsCast bloopers, where you see all the times that we mess up and swear and all that kind of thing. Most importantly, our media roundtable featuring the best and brightest minds of Los Angeles Kings media, getting together on June 29th, so look for a show on that. Want to send a special thank you to our main man, the editor, C. Nate, as well as our other main man, Alex, who writes the blog on KingsCast. We love you guys. Thank you for all the support from the many fans that have written crappy comments telling us to eat a dick. We love you back. I'm Keith Cornelick.
And I'm Chris Calasius.
Thanks for watching Overtime by KingsCast.